Hey guys, welcome back to another Lore Olympus discussion. I'm Dazzling Kate for those who are new here. I'm still sick, so I apologize if I sound under the weather. Anyways, for those who are new here, I talk about all things pop culture related webtoons, comic books, movies, games. You name it, I've probably talked about it. But, anyways, we're here for Lore Olympus, specifically a Hades subject that I've been meaning to get around to because it's just so freaking hilarious and sad to me. So let's rewind back to when Hades was dating Minthe and how much he was trying to put into that relationship and was expecting a lot back. Now, what I'm aiming for is that Hades expected Minthe to save him. And, well, would you really rely on Minthe to really save you? Like, look at the circumstances. Hades should have seen this coming. Like, I know people have different pairs of glasses for when they look at their, look at their therapist, look at their siblings, and look at their beloved wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, love interest in general. They have different, sets of glasses. They see them in a different way. But why was Hades so blind and not like surprised that Menthe couldn't give him what he needed, which was, emotional support and being there, when he knew what kind of woman Menthe was and is? So it's a little confusing to me that he expected her to save him. Like, these are the vibes I'm getting from him, considering he's so open about, like, his, relationship with his dad to Persephone. I would imagine he attempted to do this with like Menthe, but Menthe probably didn't pick up the signs and just was like, well, whatever to that, who cares? And I get that people can ignore those factors, which is, you know, everybody has a different way of reacting to things. She probably didn't know what to do because, she didn't really have much of any parents, to be honest. And what were you expecting her to do? Be all loving and dovey and caring and like this is what I was thinking Hades was expecting her to do, was to be this beloved nice girlfriend of his that would do what he says and just listen to him ramble about his, troubled childhood and just hold him in her arms and just cuddle him like a little baby, like Persephone does with listening to him. Like, I know it takes a lot to, like, tell people about your past. Like, I get that. I totally get that. But expecting people to save you every step of the way, like, you were expecting Menthe. Like, remember, she has her own problems. She doesn't really have much support to hand out because she never exactly got it herself. So, combining both elements of that sorts, it's no surprise that she couldn't give you what you wanted. It's it's just really ridiculous to me because from what I'm seeing, I think he really wanted her to like save him in many ways that, Persephone is now able to do because she's so perfect and wonderful and a perfect Persephone wife figure, queen, boss mom, boss bitch, whatever. And it's so annoying to me because it's like Hades should have expected better. I mean, he's handled other people's cases. Like, remember, he listens to everyone who dies and goes to his realm and listens to how they died. What are their, like, judgments and stuff? And he assigns them to where he assumes where they need to go. He's listened to that kind of thing. I'm surprised he didn't, pick up on this kind of thing. And it really ticks me off because it makes it seem like all he was looking for was somebody to replace his mommy. And Persephone fit because you know what? She looks like his mom. She acts like his mom. She has powers like his mom. Like, at this point, guys, I'm just saying this is a little bit weird. And really weird. Like, does Hades, like, have, like, a mommy fetish? Like, what the hell? Was he expecting Menthe and previous lovers to be that way? Like, Okay. What? What? This is a little scary. And there is more to talk about with this relationship of sorts to him and Persephone, and like I think I already talked about it at some point. Maybe I didn't, but I know I mentioned that Persephone looked exactly like his mom and had similar traits like his mom and was even a similar shade of pink like his mom. It's a little bit creepy that the one thing that lures you in is that they look identical to a parent that you have. And I get it. It's like it's something some people not are not aware of, that they're doing this, that they're like looking for lovers that have traits like their parents and you know look somewhat like their parents in a way. There's plenty of people who do that and they do it unknowingly, but Hades, it's just so darn on the like nail there. He's like, there's a lot of signs and you can't tell me he's not got a mommy kink. Like that really sounds really weird now that I said it out loud. It's just he just wants someone to like listen to him, and this takes away a lot of progress that I think with him knowing about therapy and attending therapy. We don't really see many sessions, to be honest. Like I don't think we actually saw a session of him talking to a therapist, because this would be kind of important to do, especially with how, it's mentioned he's doing it. We don't really see him do it, but we see Persephone do it, and it's just like, okay, I guess. Like, I think the one who needs it most is Hades, and I know it's mentioned that he's already seen her, like, seen her, his therapist, but it doesn't feel like he is. It's just, it just feels like an excuse like Rachel put in just because she can, and just so it can be like, oh yeah, he's in therapy, but are you sure? Are you sure he's in therapy? Like, this is the kind of stuff that really makes me confused, because you say the character's in therapy, but we don't see any progress from him. And with all the drama and things we've witnessed in this, like, series, you'd think we'd have at least one or two episodes where Hades goes to his therapist and mentions, like, hey, yeah, I think I kind of fucked up because I cheated on Minthe with Persephone, and I also kind of fucked up even more by, pissing off everybody else in the progress of doing that, blah, 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 like that kind of thing. No, we don't see that. We don't see that. Or the fact that he clings so hardly to, like, Persephone. It's like, what the fuck? Excuse me, sir. Do you, like, need help? Like, literal help? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. This is really, really bad signs for a character like Hades. Like, just because you say he's in therapy doesn't mean he is in therapy, and it feels more like an excuse than anything else, and it just pisses me off that we have this going on. Like, there's a lot of opportunity to, like, add, like, more information, like, more opportunity to give a character time to back off, or even, like, his therapist, like, be mentioned more, or him talking to them on the phone or something, because he's pretty rich to get on-call therapy. I guarantee he could just call his therapist up and they could talk for hours, and bam, it won't be much of a problem for him. And this is what really ticks me off, because it's like, he's rich in the underworld already, he's rich in Olympus, like, why can't he just go to therapy all fucking day? Like, nothing's stopping him. His therapist isn't gonna stop him. Do you know what kind of people, like, therapists are? They try their best to make it last as long as they can, or as short as possible, so you can come back for the next one. It really depends on who you are and what they're interested in. But yeah, that would have been nice to see, especially for a situation between, Hades and his adopted son, Thanatos, that could have been worked on. Like, for someone who's in therapy, wouldn't you open up everything about your life and not just your love life? Like, This is just really opening more and more questions than getting answers. And we'll never get those answers because Rachel doesn't care. She just doesn't. Like, in the sense of trying to make his character work, there's a lot more open holes in this boat than there is, workability. That boat is gonna sink, and once it moves away from the dock, it's gonna start sinking. I guarantee it. Wait, won't even need to leave. It won't even need to leave the dock. It will sink immediately. But anyways, guys, I just don't know what else to say other than that Hades was expecting too much from Minthe to save him, and is she really the kind of girl anyone would really expect herself to get up and save them from their emotional issues, their drama, their past? She already has her own problems, and it didn't work because both characters have their own flaws in that sort of sense where they don't get help where they really need it, and it just doesn't do anyone any favors. It just doesn't. And it really ticks me off because there's so much potential that we could have seen with their relationship in the series, and not just be like, oh, Persephone's like the queen and Minthe's a piece of shit. And writing whatever I think is right after chapter whatever because I'm Rachel. I can do whatever I want and still get an award out of it. Okay, please don't take that joke out of context. It's just like really weird that it feels like she doesn't really care in that sense where it's like all this information you're giving us doesn't line up with later chapters, and it's important to do that. I know when I'm writing, I know there's like a lot of contrast. It's from one chapter to another that I need to resolve before I ever release it, because I know people will come back to me and it will bite me in the ass. But Rachel's fine with that. She's used to that. Okay, she's used to that. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, and if you are new here, please hit that subscribe button. It would mean the world to me. So stay safe, stay cool, and most importantly, guys, stay hydrated. This is Dazzling Kate signing the hell out of here.